Hi everyone, today I'm going to lead you through a quick training on how to hold an effective and safe IEP meeting via Zoom. I know many of you are already using Zoom and you're providing services to your students. You may have even held some IEP meetings, so I'm sure you're well aware of some of the tips and tricks I'm going to share with you, but if not, I hope to share something that is beneficial to you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share with you how to sign in and schedule a meeting. So if you haven't, go ahead and sign up. Like it says, it's free, and that way it will lead you to all the meetings that you schedule. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to log in with my account, and I'm going to schedule a new meeting. So I'm going to make this my meeting. It's going to be my IEP meeting. The meeting time that I agreed upon with the parent, I'm going to say is next Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to make sure everything's correct so that when it's time for the meeting, we're ready to go and there's no errors. So I'm going to double check that just like I do a notice of meeting and Enrich. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to automatically generate a new meeting ID. That way, each IEP and meeting that you schedule is specific to that meeting for that student, so that someone can't just hop in because they have your meeting ID. It's not a recurring meeting, so you want to use something different every time. And also go ahead and require a meeting password. With all the scrutiny going around about Zoom and the safety and security of it, this is just one way that we can help to make sure that we're keeping our students' sensitive information protected. And go ahead and also enable that waiting room. You as the host and probably the special education teacher or the LEA, you can go ahead and set that so that you can allow or not allow someone to come into the room that does or does not need to be there. We always want to make sure that we're following FERPA guidelines, and this is one way to do that. So go ahead and save that. And then this screen is going to populate. So most of us, since we're at home now, are sending notice of meetings, procedural safeguards through email instead of those paper copies, that we send home with the parent in their student folder. So when you send the parent the notice of meeting, go ahead and include all of this information. You can give them the URL so they can get there. And I would go ahead and include the meeting ID and the meeting password. They may already have the app downloaded on their phone or iPad, and that way they can just enter that meeting ID or that password. Okay. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and start the meeting. Next Friday at 10:45, go ahead and pop in there, and you're ready to go. All right, so let's go back to our PowerPoint. We always like to have a landing slide in our Zoom rooms or whatever online platform we're using to hold our meetings. So as people are coming in, they see the name of the student, the time and the date, and the agenda. So we like to welcome everyone, introduce the participants, screen share the draft of the IEP, go over how we're going to sign it, and then the follow-up details. So let's go ahead. And what I suggest is today I have shared my entire screen with you, so you can see all of my things down here. So if I get an email, you're going to be able to see that. If my instant messenger pops up, you would see that. So I highly discourage having your whole entire screen shared. So when you do that, I'm trying to get it to populate. So this is how you share. And then there's going to be several boxes that pop up. So it'll give you the options. Share your screen one is what it'll be. Share your screen. And that means everybody can see everything. Or, and that way you can flip back and forth between applications, or you can share just one item. I strongly suggest that you share just the PDF of the IEP document that you're going to go over. So that way, nothing else comes across your screen that you don't want everyone to see. So make sure that you just share your Adobe PDF and you're ready to do that. And then when you're done with that, you're able to stop sharing, which I've just done, and then you can share again, and then you can go back to your PowerPoint, which is your landing slide, and that's when you would have your further instructions. So you would go over the IEP, make sure that you only have that student's IEP, because if you're meeting for Billy Bob, but you have Sammy Sunshine's meeting and you're working on that next, if you have both Adobes pulled up, then you'll be able to see both IEPs. So just make sure that you're very cautious and aware of what you're sharing. So I would close everything out as far as just that IEP and the PowerPoint that you're using, just to make sure that everyone's information is protected. Okay, so that's our little landing slide. And then of course, before we go over to IEP, we introduce everyone, make sure everyone's in attendance. And this is what we do for our signature page. So I'm gonna kind of go over 2 different options for you on how you can sign. So right here, there's the annotate. So you can sign it if you wish. Sorry, it's not beautiful. And also it's enabled right here. You can, when your floating toolbar, you can enable or disable your participants' annotations. So you can have everyone sign if you prefer. But if you do not, you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's perfectly fine. You can state that all participants attended via virtual meeting. So if you want to go the route of this, just make sure that there is one signature, and that would be yours as a special education teacher, the case manager, the holder of that IEP. You're going to sign it, and then you're going to upload this document to the file section of Enrich. Got to make sure your signature page is there. So again, you can go the route of just having one signature in this statement, or you can be really confident that you can get everyone's signatures and they can sign it in the meeting room. And when you do that, what you can do, show you a little trick, is after you've gotten if everyone does sign, for example, use your snipping tool. If I can get it to work. Maybe I can't. Let's see. See if I can get my snipping tool to work. Maybe. It's not letting me, but what you can do is you can snip that and then copy and paste it to a Word document, print it off, whatever you want to do, save it as a PDF, those type things. So those are 2 ways that you can actually sign the document. So, and lastly, the follow-up instructions we give to the parents. We tell them, you're going to get a copy of the finalized documents, the prior written notice, and an email with the password protection. We give them the password in the meeting. Of course, we're available to give it to them if they forget. I'm sorry about that. But that's just another way that we follow up, make sure we've answered all their questions. If there's anything else the team needs to go over, we make sure we cover that before we adjourn. So I hope today that I've shared some things with you may not have known, or just give you some ideas on how to make your IEP meetings online work a little smoother. Please feel free to reach out with me with any questions. My email is jmatthews, JMATTHEWS @K12. Happy to answer any of your questions. Also, I know that Selena and Laura are always available for you guys. So I hope you have a great day. I know a lot of you have spring break, so this may not come out to you until you're back. But again, reach out if you have any questions, and good luck in your IEP meetings.